Sup everyone, Joe Sizzle here from the LAN room, bringing you a little guide on Team Fortress 2 on how to rocket jump with the Soldier class. Before I start, I want to say I don't claim this to be the best rocket jumping guide out there. I also don't claim to be the best rocket jumper there is, but I do get asked from time to time on how to rocket jump. So I figure I'll make a guide trying to explain it the best that I can on how I rocket jump. You're probably wondering why I'm an engineer if this is a guide for the Soldier class. Well, that's to explain the most important part of rocket jumping, and that is crouch jumping. I know it's a pretty simple concept that a lot of you probably already understand, but I do see engineers, for example, having trouble with crouch jumping because I know engineers like to hide in the corner behind their equipment, and when they want to go in and out, sometimes I see them pick up their buildings like this, get in, place them. Same thing when they want to get out, they'll do that. So when you crouch jump, you don't actually have to pick up your buildings, you can just jump right over them. As you can see, if I try to jump over them normally, without crouch jumping, they're too high. But in order to crouch jump, all you want to do is, when you are jumping, just hold in control, or, well, mine set to control, whatever your crouch button is, and it actually will bring you up a little bit higher so you can jump over this. That's really important when we want to get the most height from our rocket jumping later on. With our soldier. Alright, so now that I explained crouch jumping and demonstrated with the engineer, I'll show you really quick as a soldier how it'll affect your height. So if I just jump and shoot normally as if I were to rocket jump, but I don't use crouch jumping, you can see how high I get. I get about that high every single time. But if we crouch jump while we shoot at the ground, you can see we get much, much higher. So that's really going to help us when we want to try to get the most out of our rocket jumping. The second part on how to rocket jump is you want to know where to aim when you're shooting at the ground. A lot of people just run and they'll shoot in front of them at the ground like that, and it's really not, it'll work, but it's not really, the most practical way to do it, because you can't really get that much distance. You can get the same height, but if you want to get more distance, you have to there's more to it than that. So what you want to do is, when you're shooting at the ground, you kind of want to shoot in the opposite direction of where you want to fly, because the blast from the rocket launcher will kind of propel you away from it. As you can see, you're holding the rocket launcher in your right arm, so if I shoot straight at the ground, it will, knock me to the left a little bit and shoot me away from the blast. So whenever you're going and you want to rocket jump, what you want to do is, you still want to shoot at the ground, but you want to kind of turn and shoot exactly opposite of the direction you want to go. And I'll demonstrate that here really quick. If I want to go, I don't know, off this little cliff here, what I'll do is, when I'm going, I will turn and shoot away on the opposite side of that cliff on the ground, while crouch jumping at the same time. And I'll demonstrate that really quick. Another important part of rocket jumping is, since you're going to be aiming behind you when you rocket jump, basically, when you turn, you don't want to overturn. You want to kind of turn and strafe left or right. You want to turn and strafe in the same direction, and you want to just kind of glide into it. You don't want to fight your rocket jump. You don't want to turn in the opposite direction you're strafing. So if I'm shooting, if I switch to my right and shoot behind me like this, I want to aim and turn to the left. I don't want to, mix those up. You just want to make sure if you're going to the right, you want to strafe and turn to the right at the same time, or if you're going to the left, you want to strafe and turn to the left at the same time. If you're going to be rocket jumping a lot, I highly, highly suggest using the gunboats. As you can see right here, 60% less blast damage that you take from rocket jumps. Personally, I like the black box and the escape plan. Those are just, my preferences. But the gunboats here, I would say, it's definitely mandatory to use these if you plan on rocket jumping, as they help a great deal. So that's basically all there is to rocket jumping. The most important parts are, you just want to make sure to crouch jump when you're jumping instead of regular jumping to get the most height as you can. You want to make sure to shoot at the ground basically opposite of the direction you want to go, so that the blast can shoot you away into that direction, so you can go a little bit farther. And you also want to make sure to turn and strafe in the same direction and kind of glide into your rocket jump to make it go as smooth as possible so you get the most distance from it. And it takes a lot of practice, but you'll get the hang of it, and then just keep practicing it, you know. Go into a offline server or something where there's no other people to play with, or you could add bots or whatever, and just mess around with it. It's going to take a lot of practice. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but I don't know, this method works best for me. You might have a better method. If you do, please feel free to leave it in the comments or send me a message and tell me about it. I'll be glad to try it out, and if it's better than mine, I'll make a video on it. I'm Joe Sizzle from the Land Room. If you liked this video and it helped you out, don't forget to finger bang that like button and subscribe to us. All that fun stuff really helps us out a great deal. If you have any questions or comments on how to rocket jump, or if you have any preferences for other guides or videos that you want to see in the future, don't forget to leave it down in the comment section as well. We'll check that out. If this video was not beneficial to you and you actually have a better technique on how to rocket jump, feel free to share it and I'll try it out, and if I like it, I'll make a video on it and I'll give you credit and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace.